our abilities to compute and manipulate digital teeth changed. And so we started putting PMMAs on top of titanium bars with the idea that the patient would come in. This is before Done-in-One existed. That the idea was that the patient would come in and get we would call it like a retread. I never really fully understood why we called it a retread. Okay. But they would come in and get a retread, meaning they would get a new set of teeth put on top of that bar. So your bar would be the thing that lasted the longest, and then you would cement a PMMA on top. At that time, we weren't able to really design the PMMA so that it fit over top of the bar very well. Right. It did, but you had to make up for the slop with a different material. Okay. So again, just like with traditional teeth, with the denture, they weren't really that strong because you're dealing with unlike against like. You're dealing with different flexural strengths. And it was a good restoration. It worked fine in terms of getting the result that you wanted, being able to be a little bit more custom with the teeth and all of that. But long term, you had problems with bacteria collection and the porosity, which we didn't even talk about. A lot of these, besides zirconia, a lot of these materials have some porosity to them, and they can stink and they can create collections of bacteria and stain and cause all of the things that no dentist wants for their patient and no patient wants for their teeth. Right. So PMMA had some staining issues, and it had some porosity, and it had some plaque collection issues. So then we switched to nano-ceramic.
And I'm sure some breakage issues as well.
Right? There was almost...
Or did that titanium bar really reinforce it to the point where breakage wasn't a concern?
I'm not a biomaterials engineer, but there was enough. They did less than fracture. They became debonded. So more or less like the slot between the PMMA and the milled bar would sort of just become loose over time, or they wouldn't hold over time. It would sort of kind of become loose, and you would end up having to make them a new one so that you could get it back together.
Got the chance to break. Right?
Yeah. Occasionally they broke, and that's probably because it was at that time it was the first thing that we ever delivered that was monolithic. It was the first sort of set of teeth that we would put in as all made out of all one puck. Right. And PMMA is a material that you get in a puck. Right. Okay. When I say puck, you know this. Well, I'll let you explain it.
Puck's just a round. I guess it has different height, different thickness, depending on how thick a patient's prosthesis needs to be. But it's a round, cylindric piece of material that you use in a milling machine to etch out what you're going for.
Etch out is what I was sort of looking for. So milling was sort of the first good, accurate tool that we had. And that's a subtractive process. Right. You start with X material, X circle, you remove until you get that piece, and it stays intact as one piece. Right. Versus additive, which is printing. Yes. And although on the surface everyone flips them around and talks about them as if they're the same, they're vastly different processes.
Polar opposites.
Polar opposites. Couldn't be any more opposite. Right. You still end up with a product, but getting to it is totally different. Yeah. And there are some strengths that you get out of taking away from a solid material. There's some cons to it. And then, of course, there's strengths and weaknesses in terms of when you're when you're doing an additive process like printing. So PMMA was a very short stint. PMMA, I think, was maybe a maximum of a year, probably in the 2014, 2015 category.
Of when it was a popular material?
When we did it,
specifically. When you did it. Right.
And it still works pretty well as its own temporary material. It's approved FDA, I think, for 2 years as a temporary. Patient needs to know and people will be shady and sly with it and call it a permanent temporary, or they'll I don't know even know what the
Oxymoron.
I know that it's the wording that they use is very shady,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know what it is, and it boils my blood. But it's not meant to be absolutely permanent.
Sure.
It's meant to be replaced.
Totally.
We use it, let's just say, for a patient that we don't love the idea of their implant stability, and we're concerned about the health of one, or a patient comes in for, let's say, even 2 weeks, or they live close by and they still can't make their decision. And we're getting to that 2-week window of the safety of implants having screw threads in and out.
Right.
If neither of us want to make the commitment to the greater big goal of the zirconia,
Right.
rather than all of us spend a whole bunch of money and risk implants, etc., we'll use it as a really, really nice temporary.
Right.
Same file, but same like temporary.
That's meant to last 3 months.
Yeah, and I say that like we do it once a month. I can't remember the last time we did it.
Yeah.
We do buy it occasionally. We do it for some people here and there, but it's, can you think of?
I can think of one lady that just came in with the PMMA, but we had delivered that a while back.
Okay. It's very, very,
very
very
rare.
infrequent. We try not to. It is a fantastic material for that, though.
Right.
Polish is nice, looks nice. It's not that porous. It's
Right.
much better than a temporary.
Right.
So at that time, I was just along for the ride for all of this in terms of direction and making decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So we were on the ride for nano-ceramic. My business partner at the time went to something and was sold on how nano-ceramic was the greatest, best thing. The newest and greatest. And the marketing pitch for the nano-ceramic was it's the same as PMMA, essentially. In terms of it's a plastic, but in betwixt all of the particles of plastic are pieces and chunks and little micro parts filled with a ceramic.
Yeah.
And the idea was that it could be more polished, stronger from the zirconia pieces being in there, and less porous.
Yeah.
All of those things. It invented toasted bread.
Right. I always got a kick out of the pitch of, it's repairable chair side.
Yes.
That's great, but I'd rather have something that didn't need to be repaired in the first place.
Yeah. It's funny. I that was a big pitch for us for a long time, and I never really thought about the other side of that. Like, that's great. I don't want one that can be fixed.
Yeah.
I don't want to have fix-a-flat in my car.
When your car breaks down, it's very easy to repair it. Can I just get a car that doesn't break down?
Do you have one of those? Yeah, so we went full bore into ceramics, nano-ceramics. And nano-ceramics were not strong enough to be their own piece. They definitely needed a bar underneath, just like the PMMA.
Right.
PMMA does not need a bar in the use as a temporary as we use it. It does need a bar if you're going to try to use it for 2 years and be shady about your marketing.
Right.
Nano-ceramic definitely needs a bar. They tried for a little while to pitch that it didn't. It needs a bar.
Right.
And at the time, we had made enough advances in the computers and the designers and things that we had where we were able to design a fit between the bar and the prosthesis that was 20 microns or around 20 microns.
Much more accurate.
Much more accurate.
Right.
And that was sort of the first real time of all of these processes. That was one of the first real times I can remember when we would put the teeth in, there was almost no bite issue compared to before. Before, it could be a big thing where you're cutting half the tooth away
Right.
just to get that bite to fit.
Right.
Even through all those steps, there was enough slop and enough change and enough difference and things that could go happen where your bite would be off, right? And the zirconia was also a problem at that time too, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. But bites were always off, always, always, always off from just the records that we took and the ability. And that was this sort of light bulb moment where we it changed our lives because we could kind of get this predictable bite in this material that was supposed to be magically strong.